Good morning, staff, and happy Wednesday. We are meeting today to discuss the emotional needs of our students. We all know teaching isn't really about the subject matter. If it were, we would all have healthier livers and fewer gray hairs. It's about the students first, and they are much more complex than any academic subject. The major question I want to address today is, how can we best meet the emotional needs of our students, especially those plagued by trauma, while also meeting their learning needs? And why is this a concern? Well, we've all noticed an increase in students who need more from us than just an education. Students like Charlie and Leo, and a large percentage of our freshmen. And we are not the only school noticing this. Over the past several decades, a lot of research has been conducted on how childhood trauma impacts the brain. More recently, researchers have found childhood trauma can actually impact and change the way the brain develops and how children learn. For those who have experienced severe trauma, their brain can get stuck in fight or flight mode, causing them to react to certain situations in ways many of us would describe as irrational, even for teenagers. So back to my original question. What can we do to best support our students, including those who have experienced the most severe trauma, and still teach? Let's begin with 4 steps we can take immediately. First, know that as a classroom teacher, you don't have to have all the answers. You might not feel comfortable or be able to, at that moment, best meet a student's emotional needs. But do know we have resources available on campus. Our counselors and administrators have been trained on trauma-informed care and can and want to help. If you have an issue or concern with a student that you are not able to attend to, regardless of the reason, please send them to see one of these staff members and allow them to deal with the issue and the student so you can focus on your other students and continue to teach. Secondly, all of us will soon be attending training in trauma-informed care and restorative practices to give us some better tools to use to better meet the emotional needs of all of our learners. Also, some common triggers for those dealing with trauma are unpredictability and sensory overload. Given this, a third step I would like to take is regarding our emergency drills. Beginning today, I would like to change our previous practice of keeping these drills a secret from our students, because they can be a trigger for some. From now on, I would like each of you to announce the drills to your classes ahead of time so students know about and can be certain that the drill is just that. Fourth, we're going to discuss changing our class bells from bells to music and possibly limiting these to only a few per day. Though these steps won't solve all our issues, there are a few shifts we can make now that can have a calming impact on all of our students, as well as significantly help our most needy. In addition to the trainings, I will be asking for your input as to other needs you have identified, as well as other ways we can address them. For those comfortable doing so, I'm going to encourage you to involve your students in this discussion as well. By making some minor changes, we can create an environment that feels more safe for more students, so they can have a mindset that allows them to be more ready and willing to learn each day and make this a better environment for all.